Coffee is warm. Yeah, we had a Undercity discovered. Get rid of that real quick, shall we? Go. Assassinate failure. Besieged. Oh, crap. God damn it. That figures. Alright. Thank you, Windows, for making me reload the game. You know, having the keyboard, like, actually take movement commands would be cool. Thankfully, this won't take too long to reload, but still. Second. Okay, let's try this again. For real. Hopefully. Provided Windows decides to let my keyboard work properly. Aha! Success. Alright. Clear this out again. There. Get rid of this. I think he had legitimately just set that up, too. He's got enough science skill points. Ah.
Crowds whispering.
Crowds whispering. Alrighty. 32 right now. Let's get him some more HP. Could really use a few more hit points.
Not. The council is disappointed.
What we got here? Don't really care about that.
No.
Kind of just want to leave those guys down there to rot. Just let them do their thing. This guy's still in my territory, right? Yeah.
Never. No.
Let's go up and assault him. See, he won't be able to regenerate his troops. Alright, block this guy. Try to already block this guy.
You're the boss.
We can just toss ourselves back in ambush stance again here. See if anybody walks into us. Got this going on down here too. What does he got? What all we got here? Okay, bunch of gore herds. Then this guy. Not a lot, really, overall. Wait turns until I have problems. 3 turns of supplies. Alright, my Windows sometimes doesn't let me open things with mouse, only keyboard, or for whatever reason. Sometimes, I mean, every other day. Yeah. Windows just does weird shit.
No, Gracia, never wrong.
Oh, no, we need to go down there and deal with that, actually. Hang on. Let's go head towards this nonsense. That's got to be handled.
What do you want?
What we got here?
Sigma for
rocket battery.
Not likely.
That's a rocket battery.
I'm with her first.
Bunch of random undead guys.
Never.
Never.
Boss.
Let's go block this guy up.
Boss. I veto this.
That army was trash.
Refuse.
Let's get
Army blocks them, I guess.
Yes,
We can
boss.
walk over here.
This way.
See if there's anything happening that way. We do have some
By Sigma, no.
pretty nasty looking Empire guys walking up here, so
I say.
gotta be aware of that.
I'll ignore that.
Your schemes are
Hey,
not
Castle Bourbon off can be leveled. Yay. Leveled up, that is. Huzzah. So I had this weird thing where my work laptop docking station stopped recognizing my USB hub. Worked on Friday, didn't work on Monday. Beautiful.
Not possible. I will not obey. Absolutely not. No.
Gobblers angry.
Step out against this guy.
See you later. Stick 'em.
Stick him. Yeah, he's got some annoying stuff. Just push him off. So now that's also plugged directly into my laptop. I do like it though, allows me to switch my mouse and keyboard inputs between my laptop and the private desktop. That's something at least, I guess, right?
Goblins. Where's gobbos?
She goes
Let's
on
scrap.
two.
Lads are ready.
Spider set up back here. Yeah, we can put the big man on the hill here and have him chuck stuff. Yeah, we'll have these guys chill back here.
Goblins.
Away from the potential getting shot in the face.
Whoa! Fighting his life.
Squeak hoppers.
And we'll put these guys over here. Potentially flank around. Try not to run into the Demigryph Knights if we can.
Gobbos. My brother's ready.
Yeah, my caster's still missing from this army. Right.
Yes,
Go.
If Gork wants it. Running. Ah! Here's better than
Let's
this.
try to get
Charge.
people hitting these
Here's gobbos.
war wagons and stuff.
They come.
You throw stuff at the Demigryphs.
Moving fast. Warlord of HP.
Scarsnick. Hide everybody here for a second.
Running!
Send them over here. We'll do this because this gives us bonus versus large.
Attack! Goblins! Running! Moving fast!
Around the flank we go.
Squeak hoppers! Let's do this!
You guys
Let's get started!
engage that stuff instead. You guys run at this.
Gobbos rule! I am the flag!
Let's preserve these Demigryph Knights.
Warlord of HP!
Force them into us here.
Get out me weapon.
He's dead! Retreat!
There we go.
The gods! Let's do this!
Push them out.
Let's drive her! He is better than them! Running!
This army will be gone now after this fight as well.
Killing time.
Just speed it up. He's got some annoying stuff, said the Goblin player. Well, goblins are annoying in a social setting. His stuff is more annoying on the battlefield.
I'm out of here!
I'm out of here.
You want schemes?
Alright,
I
we'll
got schemes.
bounce back in there for right now.
Not likely. Not likely.
Knights of more. Are there more knights? Or less
Not
knights?
likely.
Okay, you guys.
I have seen the future.
You guys got the pillars on lockdown. That other guy is going down this
Stop
way, but that's
that.
fine. We'll just let him go.
Where's Egg, the great green prophet?
Run them up into here. Point to specialist, I guess. Right?
Now they'll see. Anything you say.
Knights of more knights.
What? River
You know how it is.
Hague!
Now's the time.
I'll ignore that.
Barkvar. Barkvar does actually have a wall around it, so that's good.
Let's get started.
This is mildly problematic, though. Frankly. Alright. Where can those guys get to?
No,
They can actually get to Doc Karaz next turn, so they could take it. Potentially.
I refuse.
Not too concerned about those guys.
I defy you.
What?
Just gotta climb up on the Verdeka Hills and take that back.
What do you want? Move in. Get going.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Malekith is finally leaving.
River Hague!
He's had enough.
Fine.
Alright, let's get in
Bring
here.
the bad mood.
Bring the bad mood. He does have a group of Blood Knights and a Mortis engine they'll have to deal with. The rest of this stuff I'm not overly concerned with. Should be able to rip it up with our front line.
Right side it!
Also, we have a group of freaking artillery to use, which is nice.
Face me. Black Horse roll.
So we can crack some skulls with this right off the bat. You guys out here on the flanks. With the trolls more towards the middle.
Shaman.
Caster there. Spellcaster there. Put you. And then these guys can chill in the middle as well.
We better than them!
Put all this stuff on one.
Totalwar is here.
Okay, and then we'll have the other guys come on the board, obviously. I see the game doesn't target the player. Malekith just happened to walk across the entire continent. Sorry, 2 continents. Yeah, he just happened to show up over here. I don't know what he was... He was on vacation, I guess. I can't fault him.
Stab him! The lights are ready!
Shoot the Blood Knights, because I'm most concerned about the Blood Knights.
The scrap. Shifting.
Out of everything.
Boys. Run, boys.
Wrong, boys.
Don't want it!
He heard the Badlands were nice this time of year.
Stabbers ready! Running!
Got sick of the snow.
Running! Wah! Alright! Let's get stabby! Running!
So we guys out on the flanks here.
Moving fast!
Wolf Riders, you put them over here too, I guess.
Fast! We is gobbers!
You got a lot of vacations, Malekith, Archeon. If you ever join Fantasy Hour, remind me to join in one of your games. We find that happiness of our troops is important here.
Gonna stab
We murder at 120% efficiency because
Deacon!
we got good health care and we take care of our guys. Give them some good off time, you know, some company excursions.
Gonna stab him! Moving fast!
There we go. See 2 birds, got 1 stone in mind. You don't know how much healthcare you'd have to pay. I mean, that's a fair point.
You first!
Get off my artillery, you.
Goblins! Stick 'em!
You bastards. Alright, we do need to focus down this Mortis engine.
I'm the boss!
So otherwise that thing could potentially become an issue.
Light my spells.
And let's pump those guys up.
Where is Gubbos? Charge! Wolf Riders!
Arrow boys. Run, boys.
Ready!
Hex rays broke through. You pump those guys up. She uses this mess.
Take that! More beats! I'll do it! Right side it!
Drop down some debuffs, summon some spiderlings.
Spell stack!
Push these guys up around this corner.
Yeah! Moving fast!
Moving fast. Yeah, we get the foot of Gork there. Should do some pretty decent damage against this mob. Oh yeah. Where's his leader at? Over there. Hit him with a debuff. Grand Orcs versus Undead. Well, some of our Black Orcs took some decent damage here, which is not unexpected. They tend to do that. They don't have a lot of melee defense. Yeah, it's just... It's just that the government, I feel like, should normally have an easier time negotiating with friggin', like, medicine companies and stuff like that.
Time to find nasty magic's ready.
Alright, what do we want to do here? Let's do your squigs. Could get sneaky stealing. That's kind of nice. We got artillery in this army, right? Yeah, we do. We should probably get death from above. Might be a good call. Fleet-footed. Alright, well, we got all of our Narca Hills back, at least for this turn. See how long that lasts.
Talk, send me to battle.
Can I get to these guys?
Never.
Maybe.
Attack.
Yeah, we actually can. Nice. Get rid of these dudes real quick. U.S. pays more in healthcare and taxes than the countries with proper healthcare. That would not surprise me. I haven't ever seen like a full breakdown of like the exact places the healthcare money is going, obviously. At least not recently.
Welcome!
But considering how freaking messed up our healthcare is, that would not even begin to shock me. There. Probably put you out on the flank. There you go. Here. Are all hospitals privatized in the U.S.? So, I mean, there are government hospitals for, like, VA hospitals and things like that. But the way that we handle a lot of things in the U.S. is, so, if you can't pay, a lot of the times the government will suck that up. Like, if you absolutely can't pay, you'll just end up soaking that up anyway.
Hungry!
It's just a expense, an operating sort of something that happens. Because there are going to be people that absolutely cannot pay for stuff and yet receive health care, right? Like if you get a car accident or something, right?
Foxes, do it! Job
But obviously, if you went to the hospital to like get something, you didn't have insurance, they'd tell you no. It's just in case of emergencies, essentially, is what it comes down to.
Goblins! It's
Like life-threatening emergencies.
He's better than that.
But you're not going to get any long-term help off of that.
Moving!
Where's Gobos? They give you a transplant, then take it back out, right? Yeah.
Gonna stab him! Let's.
So that's something the taxpayers pay for.
Let's.
But not often talked about, really. They keep it in good condition. They just keep it in your body. This is freaking, what is that? What was that? The genetic opera or whatever. Alright. Let's go.
Arrow boys. Whatever you say.
Moving fast.
You.
Boss.
War boss.
Let's fight.
Just fly you guys into the archers here. Make sure artillery is shooting at enemy ranged. We can just push this stuff up on the flank too. Pull you guys around. You. Back this stuff up. See if we can blast these guys before they get close. Nice.
Who can I clobber?
Shame.
That's up here, and we can also drop a foot of Gork right on top of that mess.
Feel the power.
So that's a few dudes. Bring the stuff over to the right. It's actually a pretty good place for Brain Burster, too. Those guys don't have a lot of armor, so Brain Burster does good damage.
The war is here.
War is here. There we go. Break it, clear out the place. Ah, one guy died. Spiny Face Master, you let a dude die. What the hell? What happened? What happened? That 2% actually heals me to full. I'll take it. Say solid 2% right there.
Start the war.
River Hag!
Looking for a fight.
Look around here, see if there's anybody that's actually close enough to threaten us. Doesn't really look like it.
I'm going.
Devastating charge. Okay, so we could.
More left.
How much we get for rating? 700.
I like it. Let's get moving.
We'll head back this way. We need to make sure we're continuing to push here.
What do you want?
So we get Akadorf and Matorka. I think that just leaves him with a stone mine tower at that point.
The talk is over. Make your demands.
Nope, not that. Yeah, he only has 3 settlements left, so he's only got this, and this.
Nasty magic.
And we should be able to shove this over next turn. Easy. Obviously, he does have an army pushing into me here, but not overly concerned with that. Alright, so Scarsnake did his thing.
Fist.
Mr. Grimgore.
Let's go.
Mr. Grimgore. Smash me some heads. Do, 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 do. Alright, wound. What do we got here?
I'm sick.
Ah, we can assault it anyways. Try to anyways. There we go. Success. Deadly blade.
Skinks
A little bit of damage down.
What you want? Bring it. Yeah.
Very good.
Violence.
Okay. Well, we got this whole wah here too. Let's just do this. It's not a very big fight. 6k, not worth...
Get nasty.
Only 6k, it's not worth the time it would take to sack it and then come back to it. What you want? Death from above. Devastating charge. You. Alright, Golden Tower. Disobedience 5. Income. Let's get rid of that.
They're all claws and now muscle.
Moog says what? Moog wants me.
Okay, so we do have a...
Nothing more.
That army is not too terrifying. Krakar's army is, like, really interesting. This army here is better, but it's, like, regular-ass Saurus warriors, even, so... Deadly blade, I guess.
Bone for war. Drag them defenders out.
Bone for war.
Alright, so if we can get Decoy, then we can push around the Cursed Jungle. If we can seize this area down here, it's going to be big for us, obviously. 'Cause that's going to be the Lizardmen pretty much gone at that point. How many settlements do they have left? They have 5? Right. Which I think is just, what? 1, 2, 3, 4,
To the old world.
5. Yep. This whole area back here is suitable climate for me, too. Except for these jungles here. Everything else back here is good for me. Like, honestly, there's the territory, other than the sand here in the jungle. Like, honestly, there's very few red territories for the greenskins. Temperate Island, Chaotic Wasteland, Ocean, and Magical Forest. So I guess Temperate Island's like the only one that's kind of like normalish that... It's not great. For the Gabos. Let's see, we get more big bosses. Get some more army blocks going around. Bravo Drowag. Aggressive, Braga, disciplined.
Let's get stabby.
We can hire this guy up. What do we got over here?
Bone for war.
Go assault these guys again.
On the wrecking ball.
Never mind, I will not.
I will not disgrace my ancestors.
There's a lot of dwarves down here.
So.
Yeah, so once we finish pushing out over here, we're gonna have to deal with these guys. Freaking Greybeard prospectors are really big for some reason. How many settlements do these guys own?
You dare approach.
8. Oh, okay, so they own this stuff down here, and then they, like, ran through this area here to get up into here. I see. I need to take these guys out, too, because these guys... Killing these guys is part of my campaign victory conditions. I need to wipe these dudes off the face of the planet. Because once I kill these guys, I basically just need to get... yeah, because that will be the last of the orc factions. At that point, I just need to get control of 3 more settlements, or 3 more capitals. Then Archeon, whenever the hell he decides he wants to show up.
River Throwhag!
Whenever the heck that's gonna be. I think we're good for the turn then. Yeah, okay. Boop. He's gonna run down to Marak. He is. We might actually be able to defend this. Like, this is all that scary, to be honest. We have a lot of goblins. It's like half the army is skinks. More than half the army is skinks. It's got Krokgar there, obviously, but we do have a leader. And we outnumber him by a significant margin. We do have fanatics, too. Fanatics away!
Big boss! Let's scrap!
And we can Vanguard deploy our gobos.
Stabbers ready!
Which allows us to
We is better than them!
put some guys out here.
Scrap! Gonna kill him! Wah! Where is Gobos?
Go.
Gonna kill him! He is better than them!
These guys out here.
Scrap!
You guys, full
Gonna
position.
kill him!
Some fanatics on either side.
You first!
Like gobos in the middle. Let the trolls move up to wherever they were
Big boss!
needed to be.
Night goblins!
And we'll probably send this guy towards Krokgar. In all likelihood. Alright, let's go. So I forget how good the voice acting is in this game, or you bring stuff to life. Yeah, the voice acting is very solid. Like, of all the things in the game, you can't really complain about the voice acting. Like, everything else you might be able to find something to nitpick about, right? Or it's just a straight up problem, but the voice acting is... I don't know if there's any voice acting in the game I've heard where I've been like, man, that's kind of crappy. It's always been on point. Except for some of the repeating lines, I guess. But that's not really like the VA. That's just like they need to have a couple more lines for people. So when you're microwing something, you don't hear the same two lines over and over again.
Shifting it!
Silastra's idol.
What am I doing?
I mean, it's kind of fitting for Silastra, though, isn't it?
Just do it! Mr. Stabby!
There we go. Quickly, at once, quickly, at once, at once, quickly, at once. Yeah, exactly. That kind of stuff. Not quite as big a fan of, obviously. But overall.
Gonna kill her! The lads are ready! Have it!
Sometimes I go on YouTube and watch Brian Buster's Gotrek voice acting video. Oh, yeah.
Get out of the way! Nanny!
Brian Blessed is legit.
Be the war! Wolf riders!
Freaking Brian Blessed.
Please, Dobbies!
The troll thumping circle. Yeah. Alright, everybody stand around and hit Krokgar in the face. Bah, bah, bah. Yeah, bah. I mean, he was sort of winning there for a while.
Wolf riders! You're the boss!
He was making progress, just not very good progress. I'm actually just gonna let him run away as opposed to having him
Because ready!
regenerate.
Better than them! Easy stuff!
Let's see if we can't catch some of these other Saurus warriors that are running though. wipe out a bunch of guys, but we'll leave Krokgar to go limping back home again. Yeah, you got okay. I mean, Krokgar killed 39 guys overall, which is not terrible. I mean, it's not enough considering I have like 1,000 guys here, but still, could be worse. These guys have shields too. Kill those guys off. So I'm not sure if you can actually build Source Warriors with shields right now. With the cities he has. I mean, outside of the main capital cities or whatever. But yeah, we want to leave him with just a sliver of health so that he has to go home as opposed to just regenerate back at home. When you're fighting lots of different factions with lots of different armies, it's actually more worth your time to leave people alive. Ugh. In most cases. Where are you going, bud? Okay, just hanging out. Gotcha. Fair enough. He chilling. Oh gosh. Tic-tac. Death Gorge is like Helm's Deep over here. Just keeps stopping armies over and over again.
Don't mess with me! What's your mess?
Nope. Too bad I can't confederate him. Ah, I knew it, yeah. Should vassalize the Ratmen. Is that a peace treaty? Does that count? It says the man that made up the rules. Eben, stop. What do we got here? Oh, these guys from behind that? Yeah. Actually, no. Yeah, F it. We'll let them go. As long as they're running away, honestly, we'll let them go. Because that's one less army that Angren can have for right now. I'm good with that. No, go away, rat boys. Go away. Bad rats. I should like burn Jakova or something at some point just so they don't have a jumping off point as close. To getting into my land. Ah. Talbaheim's got a couple armies here. The Empire's coming in. Just found a fan-made thankful voice, and it's amazing. Nice. I mean, there's so many, like, really, really good mods and stuff to this game. Like, I'm not surprised people are doing, like, voice acting as well. If I could take out Matorka and the Stone Knight Tower, then that guy's just gonna start losing. Oh yeah, those guys coming up as well. He's just gonna start losing troops. Okay. Hey, Wannick. How you doing? This guy is probably another lightning caster. He looks like a lightning caster. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Alright. That's gonna be irritating, obviously. Alright, well. Don't know what level of walls these are exactly. That might just be arrow tower walls, but... Okay, the lightning caster's over there.
Let's scrap.
He's gonna get ya.
Goblins! Stickers ready.
Good old Gabos.
He's gonna get ya. He's gonna get ya.
These guys over here as well. The majority of the enemy forces are coming out from here, obviously, so...
Yeah.
These dudes in the middle.
We's better than them.
3 dudes there. Well, actually, nah, we'll just go 2 and 2. And the other 2 guys can be here. You guys in the middle also. Depending on how things go here, we might be able to rush out and just, like, start running over these Skaven Slave Slingers, too, with the Cav. These are fanatics, right? All these guys are fanatics? Cool. In case we get overwhelmed over here.
Goblins!
Goblins! Dudes there. You go there. Actually, you know what? We'll probably just rush out this door with these guys. Seeing as how there's not really much over here, we can rush out this door and sweep around on his ranged. You put it in Discord? Gotcha. Cool, cool. Alright, we don't really care about shooting at the towers because we'll never down the towers anyway. Light those boys up. Light them up. Get going on these flanks here. We might be able to shoot the leader, which would be the most ideal thing. If we can actually hit him, it's gonna be hard. These towers are really inaccurate, but...
The lads are ready!
Maybe worth in the long run. These guys are slower, so we'll have them coming after.
We is better than them! Gonna kill him!
Get him, doggos!
We is better than them!
Skaven Slave Slingers.
Let's grab! Running!
Pull you guys back here.
Get fast! We is gobos!
There we go. Do something with your miserable lives.
Stab him! These gobos! Shoot!
You guys start opening up on these guys.
He is better than that! Let's grab!
See if I can't thin my formation here and cut through the middle. Go after his other slingers.
Get fast!
There we go.
Gonna kill him!
Some of you guys just run at that. Where's this leader at? Leader is just about up the tower. What are we doing over here? Pretty well. Here comes the lightning. Ouch. Not terrible. Switch off, go to those guys instead. Try to get away from his spears as best we can. Those guys are just getting wiped. Right, there we go. Bring you guys around the side. Oh, there we go. Yeah, zap my cav. Okay with that? charge these sword clan rats. Take all you guys run at him. Some fanatics across the front. See how many of my guys I can kill because we're on an angle. Guys going up that tower? No, come back. Let me love you. Back around with those guys.
What am I doing?
Back to punching him in the face. You can run at those guys too. This guy is getting shoved into a corner and beat.
Ready! Moving fast!
You guys up here. I actually get a good spinning loons down this way. Maybe. And I'll hit an okay amount of guys. Nah, a few. 5 or 6. Nothing too insane. There we go. They're breaking. They just can't handle it. Can't deal with the amount of green. It's green, but it's not warpstone. Oh, Jeebus. Hell's this freaking stuttering? That's weird. Must be the battle map causing issues. Weird optimization. Skaven rebels. Sure. More than likely gonna get attacked again, so I might as well. I do have only 9 turns to get over to our WA target also, though. Character to the Southern Grey Mountains. Right. Well, we're sort of heading that way. Sort of. Not in the most direct way ever, but, you know. Okay, so...
Two ones ready.
He's back. So ditch you out.
Plotting and scheming.
Get our caster back up in here. Go. Morning, I have a quick question. If your garrison lord gains enough XP, will you love and gain abilities? Oh, no. No, that will not happen.
Mork says what? You're the boss.
Unfortunately.
No.
Yes?
Your garrison units can get chevrons on them, but the garrison lord can't actually gain abilities. Closest you can get to that is the Black Ark lords.
The crowd of sorcery agrees.
Like that's close as you're gonna get to that sort of thing happening. Mages garrisons? Nope. They're always gonna have whatever spells they have.
Tiny little monsters.
Black Ark so OP, change your mind. I don't know why I would.
No. Need my warp token slash.
I'll put the Sarah Gulkin at him.
The only thing that makes Black Arks bad is the
What you want? Doc wants me.
the focus they get from the enemy. If you have a Black Ark anywhere, they're gonna start sailing towards it with an army to try to kill it. It's annoying. How's your campaign going? Not too bad. We're pushing people back. We're actually not that far away from our campaign victory conditions. It's just the,
Not likely.
Dogs will. I say.
it's just the preponderance of enemies around are slowing us down a bit, obviously. So we have to deal with a lot of fronts. If we could go directly for the campaign objectives, we'd be probably done already. Having to fight off all these other armies. Taking time.
Stop that!
I'm concerned about these guys. Like walking into like the Vernaka Hills or something like that.
No, I will not shame my clan.
Let's go grab a Torka here. Does Scarsnick start next to the Wood Elves? Did you just ditch the province and roam east? Yep, because I feel like that's not only in this campaign where I'm at war with everyone. Do I think that's the most efficient? I think that's the most efficient you can do, period. I feel like a regular start for Scarsnick, you still would want to do that at this point, considering the way the map is. If you don't want your campaign to turn to a giant crapshoot, obviously. Which that is up to you. Dodge a geezer.
Let's get started yet.
Gonna have to send some people down here to deal with this nonsense as well, honestly. He ran on his tiny legs. No kidding. We booked it, man. Why? It's overtly aggressive for no reason whatsoever.
No, you failed.
Cork and Mork are coming.
Mork are coming.
Cork and Mork likes it. On me way.
Who should we zap?
Guy is a beautiful human. Clearly.
Nasty magic ready.
He's gonna have to go sort his problems out somewhere else.
Curse 'em. Fine.
Ooh, Arbor of Destiny. There we go. Nice.
I'm special.
Alright. Dodgy Geezer is pretty good. I got with the giant spider. Grandpa.
River throw, hey!
Okay. So we got that stuff grabbed. Heading down this way to help deal with some of this crap going on in the south. How do you know when you should sack and occupy a settlement? So it depends how much money you're going to get out of it and how much time you want to waste rebuilding it, obviously. So a small settlement like this, so to repair this is going to be like usually about 500 to 1,000, right? And then upgrade it again is going to be another 1,400. So if I get over like 3K from it, then it's probably going to be worth it overall, because then I'm going to be making money off of it. Unless I need the time to not be a factor, in which case then I wouldn't want to sack it, because it also de-levels buildings and things along those lines. So if I want the city to stay at a higher level, then I wouldn't sack it. I would just occupy it. But if I don't care, or if the sack is good enough, like that was like, what, 14 grand or something like that? That's like an entire turn worth of income for me, so that's worth it for a small settlement to sack it, to get an entire turn worth of income.
The tribe's ready.
To keep my armies running. Though if you run into a settlement where it's like, this will give you 800 gold or something, and you sack it, then unless you're not going to take it, like if you're sacking it because whatever, I guess, then you just leave it and have the computer deal with it. But if you're going to take it immediately afterwards, it's not worth it at all, because the amount of money you're going to have to spend on fixing the place is more than you got from sacking it in the first place, and you lost time.
No,
No. So yeah, the cost of things and the time put in are basically the big factors.
Gonna feast on dino flesh tonight.
The big things you got to pay attention to. Hey, you're welcome, man. Sometimes it stacks just to make sure it repels because if there's rebels sitting it, just raising it. There's that too, yeah.
Let's go.
Indeed.
Bring it. Born for war. Moving out.
Push this guy back north. We're getting $2 grand on the freaking... That's nice. It's a pretty good raid.
Born for war.
That is a pretty decent raid. Alright, there's another army up here somewhere. Where is it? There it is. There we go. Start delaying him. They need stabbing. Survivalist. Go.
Garsnick, warlord of 8 Peaks.
Did we get this guy army blocked? We did.
Do not take me for a fool. Not likely.
Let's see, this guy is in march stance.
Who needs killing?
No, we can't quite get to him this turn.
I refuse.
These guys are army blocked as well.
I refuse.
Yeah, cool.
I will not obey.
What's
We could go army block this guy also, I suppose.
Hawk's will.
I am true power.
Absolutely not.
Bunch of random dudes running around over here.
Born for war. You better move.
Got these guys.
I am a lord of Bretonia.
Sir John
Never.
coming up here.
Big on.
Deal with that shortly.
River throw, hey!
Let's run her up here so we can see kind of what's going on over there.
Born for war.
See if there's anybody sitting on the Capitol.
Nice.
He has buildings and stuff on the Capitol, but it's not really all that much there.
Mr. Stabby!
What we got here? Might as well just continue army block these guys. What's this army look like?
I'll ignore that.
That's annoying. Okay.
I am a rude
I want to start army blocking that if we can, depending on where it's going.
8. Oh!
Malekith making his way back home still. Thing is, with key cities, Khazdragov, Altdorf, Kazakrak, etc., you get a shitload of gold, but the enemy is still lurking nearby. How risky is it to take a damaged settlement? Depends on how big your army is. Also, I forgot to change this over. God dang it, that's the second time I've done that. In the last, like, 2 weeks. There, move the chat over so it can actually be read easier. Yeah, so it depends on what state your army's in. And potentially how early it is in the game and stuff like that, too. But oftentimes, if you're confronted with a thing that says, like, 60 grand to sack it, that's usually a pretty good...
Yes, boss!
That's usually a pretty good meme. You should probably do that.
Me? What? You're the boss! Stabber!
Stabber.
Yes? What you want?
Unless you're going to lose your army or something. I don't repair anything. It depends on whether you repair something or not. Depends on like how you need your public order to go, right? Or how quickly you need to be able to utilize that stuff at full capacity. A lot of times you can sell buildings too, which is nice. Hey, Coach Jackson, how's it going? Because selling buildings is worth a ton of money too. So if you capture a place that has buildings that you don't want, you know, sell them off, and that'll get you looking pretty good.
Now they'll see.
Now they'll see. You guys, let's get that winged ammo on you. Scrap barding on our giant spadooters. We got enough to wing ammo these guys. We do, and we can put some scrap barding on the spider. There we go. Nice. Good deal. I decided to make the Ancient Oak as my war target. Not so not well. Ah. Public order, the more money I get from rebels. True, if you have an army to deal with it. Or you have walls or something. So a certain point where dealing with rebels is just, like, not worth the time, though. In all honesty. I'd rather not have the rebels happening because it's just too annoying to deal with constantly. Working on Karl Franz campaign, decided to try it again. I rushed east to Castle Drakenhof. It had something like 20 gold worth of sack, but it was tier 2 with no walls, and Manfred was still like 2 farms nearby. I just occupied it, leveled up with the walls, cried over the lost gold. Yeah, sometimes you gotta do that. It happens. It's unfortunate, but... Okay. Is that it for the turn? It's starting to look that way. Yeah, I think it is. Pretty sure. Alright, next turn we'll be able to grab, anything here get broken? No, we're good. Next turn we'll be able to grab Totalwar, and we can keep on marching towards the capital. Mayrak. One more turn on the wall. It's good. And we also reduce our upkeep costs on our Black Orcs by 3%. That actually will be pretty significant, honestly. Yeah, the wall building. Hey, you want to help yourself out with those walls, particularly against vampires. Walls are nice. If you hit Empire versus vampires, having walls is really, really nice. Unless they have a bunch of flyers, in which case it doesn't really matter. I got from 8 to 16, makes huge difference. Yeah, it doesn't focus as hard. Has a decent garrison, right? Okay, I'm gonna go use the latrine. I'll be right back. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you're having a good time. I will return momentarily.